a question that I've been thinking about all day today. The reason I've been thinking about that, one of my guys, this guy Josh, he came in today. This guy was on some motivational speaking time, and he talked about whether or not the Navy sucked. I started to think to myself, I actually like being in the Navy. I do. I do. I hate the stuff that we deal with, but overall, does it suck? Hell no. This is why I think so. I mean, I think it's a people's business. Everybody that I encountered in the Navy that's really good, they're really good. You know what I'm saying? They always talk about people that's closer to brothers and stuff like that. Since I've been in the military and stuff, I always encounter a bunch of those people. And honestly, you can't get that anywhere else because I mean, you got to think about it, right? Everybody that you grew up around, everybody grew up the same, right? You guys say, for instance, like me, I'm from New York. All my friends and family, they're pretty much from New York, right? So we all talk the same way. You know, we all like we got most for the most part the same experiences. We all think the same. You know, we sound alike, all this stuff. But then if I got a friend in the military or whatever, he's coming from like let's say Texas or just some other country and stuff. His culture is so different, and it make you look at a lot of things different, give you different perspectives and stuff like that. And I think that that's pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends that's coming from different backgrounds and cultures, when they introduce me to some things I've never known about because I've always been, just like closed in my stupid mind. I always think to myself, man, what am I doing? What am I doing? How come I didn't know about this before? So when I think about that, the Navy doesn't really suck as much as I think. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when people say the Navy sucks, here's the thing, right? Everybody says something sucks, right? The Navy sucks because you're in the military, you can't go home. But here's the thing, think about this. Let's say you got a job, you got run your own business, right? You're your own boss, right? You make all the rules and stuff. You got a situation that comes up with the customer. You got to solve that. Are you happy to solve a situation? Of course not. You would rather not be in a situation to begin with. You would rather have every day be roses and bubbles and stuff like that. But the reality is you got a situation where it sucks. Just like in the Navy, or anywhere else in life, you know what I'm saying? Not every day is going to be roses and bubbles. And I think that and it is the attention and the compression of you being in the Navy and the attention on it is so much. And people say, oh man, it sucks. It sucks. It doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to somebody and we were all, having like an open forum and stuff. We asking like, why do you think it sucks? And this one guy said, because I hate people. All right, so you mean to tell me you went through high school, did whatever you did, became old enough to join the Navy, all this stuff, went to a recruiter, all this stuff, and then you joined the Navy with a whole bunch of people. You joined the people business, yet you hate people? I don't think it's a matter of it sucking. I think maybe in that case, you're just an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would you join something where everything that you hate is, in that case, people? That don't make any damn sense, man.
You are one dumb son of a bitch.
When people say things like it sucks and stuff, it gotta make sense. I mean, I tell you a case where it does suck. The older they are, man, I'm telling you. Like when people been in for a long, long, long time. I mean long, long, long. Like they've been in the Navy since like the 80s or 90s or something like that. Maybe it's time for you to go home because they still think with this old school mentality or this old way of thinking. Things gotta be old and stuff like that, and or traditional or whatever. Honestly, man, like that's not no progressive thinking. And sometimes you actually need that for things to go forward, especially in the Navy. We can't be thinking, oh well, it was good in the 90s. We're not in the 90s. 90s was my favorite time too. Not in the 90s no more. Why would I think with that same mindset from the 90s? That don't make no sense, man. I think for that reason, like it kind of does suck. The older they are, the longer they've been in, the worse it gets, in my opinion.
You ain't got what it takes anymore. All he's got to do is go buy him a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and try to dig back some of that courage he had in his prime.
And I don't mind, if somebody has been in for a long time, but I mean, they reasonable in their thinking and stuff like that, then it's like, okay. But if you just old school to the point where you don't allow any other new ideas, new generation ideas, it can suck. People say like, okay, well, you like, I'm not gonna have to deal with X, Y, and Z in the military and all this stuff. And I mean, it sounds good, I mean, you won't have to deal with the asshole boss or whatever that you're dealing with. But then once you get out in the military, you always gonna have somebody that you answer to. And it is what it is. You always gonna have somebody that you hate, right? You're always gonna be in a situation where you don't want to do the damn work. In the Navy, like, I mean, every time I come home, I mean, every time I come to work, it's always something that I don't want to do. And honestly, for the most part, I'm in charge. But if I don't do that stuff that I want to do, somebody's not going to get taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And that's the worst part right there, like not taking care of people and stuff like that. So do I embrace the fact that, my friend Josh, he said, back to the conversation on him earlier, he said that he was talking to a student, and the student was like mad. I guess he got in trouble. He failed the test or something like that. And he's like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? He says like, well, chief, this sucks, man. I hate this, man. Like, he was like, why? He's like, these tests are hard, man. I hate studying. And he says, well, like, all right, well, I mean, you trying to stay in the Navy, right? Yeah, I'm trying to stay in the Navy. Well, you got to pass the test. I mean, this is my emphasis. He said some other stuff, and the kid was like, oh, well, I hate taking the test. Okay, well, he was like, well, you got to study. He said, oh, I hate studying. He was like, but yet you hate being in this situation that you're in. Make it make sense. So, like he basically said, like, dude, you got to embrace the suck. I hate studying too. I hate taking tests just as much as the next person. But one thing you got to do is take the damn test. One thing you got to do to pass the test is study the damn test. That's it. If you do that, then you won't have to worry about being in a situation. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys, he was detailing his experience with boot camp, and he was saying, oh man, I hated boot camp so much, man. They made us do all these things. They made us do push-ups. They made us do sit-ups. They yelled at us. They did all this stuff. And I said, damn, did you ever see a movie when they was in boot camp and they didn't yell and scream at somebody? All right, because like here's the thing, right? People like, all right, the military, like Army, Navy, Marine, whatever, they never, ever, ever tell you what it is or isn't in boot camp. Thank God for YouTube and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, from the movies that they show, you can assume that if you go to boot camp, you're going to have somebody yelling at you on your you do push-ups and all this stuff. So why would you like join, get in boot camp and all that stuff and then be surprised and somebody say, shut the up. You're like, oh God, I can't believe he's talking to me like that. Like it doesn't make any sense, man. You know what I'm saying? So you already expecting to go through that. You go through that and then you're like, oh man, this sucks. What do you expect it to be, man? It can't be all roses and bubbles. You know what I'm saying? It can't be all roses and bubbles, especially if you're doing something like joining the Navy or the military. If Navy and the military are roses and bubbles, guess what, man? We're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We are in trouble. If everything is like no rules and fun and games and stuff, we're going to be just like the guy. I was looking at this dude. He was selling secrets, man. One of my brothers, chief, man. Selling secrets, man. Espionage, man. Spying, man. Terrible. No rules, no boundaries and stuff like that. Just think you can do whatever you want. Everything is rose and bubbles, fun and games. The military sucks. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. If people do that, man, we're going to be in a lot of trouble, man. All right, that's another thing about, the Navy sometimes. Like in my case right now, does it suck? It does feel like that. With my job currently, I usually have about 5 or 6 people in the office or something like that. And I'm down like 3 or 4, 3 or 4 people. And honestly, I'm expected to still produce the same amount of work and stuff like that. That does suck. To me, that does suck. And it's so stressful when I come in and I can't produce anything, or I can only produce so much because I can't do the job of 3 to 4 people. At that point, it does suck. What sucks more than that? It sucks more than that when you ask for help and you say, hey, I can't survive. I can't do 4 people's job. I'm just one person. And then people are like, well, maybe you need to work a little bit harder. that sucks. I'm not saying that that's happening now, but sometimes you're in that situation. So but right now I gotta cover down, or I gotta, pull a slack and stuff. I'm taking on more duties and stuff until I get some more people and stuff. And man, it is rough, man. So sometimes when I wake up, I'm like, damn, I got to get back to this. But I mean, I can't just say, oh, screw the Navy, I hate it and all this stuff because of this reason, man. People still got to be taken care of. People still got to be led. I mean, it's not their fault that I'm dealing with any of this stuff here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sometimes I think that when people say the Navy sucks or this suck or that suck, they're not really thinking about everybody else. And I get it. It is hard to think about other people, but sometimes you got to think about other people too. All right, another thing that really does suck. When I say does the Navy suck, this one is one that hits home for me. So I've been in the Navy for like since 20, what was it? 2010 now, right? 2010 now. And I lived away from my children or my family since 2012. Some of it was my own design. Like I was talking to my kid yesterday. My kid's like 13 years old now. And we're talking, and I'm like, man, I wish that I didn't take those second set of orders sometimes, because maybe things would have been a little bit different. Since I've been in since 2012, I've been living apart from him and his brother and stuff like that. And it's not really fun. It sucks, but I mean, it's a lot more to that than that. Like me and his mom, we're not really together anymore. So, and it's really because of like naval service and stuff. You being distant from your partner for so long, and then you gotta just grow apart and all that stuff. Things like that happen in naval service. So I will say that part sucks. That part sucks a lot. Being away from your family and even when y'all together, you start being alienated and like not being able to really come on the same page as far as some things. Like it'd be times when I see my family or I'm at like a dinner with my family or stuff when I am home, and I just feel like I'm on the outside of everything inside. You know what I'm saying? So they got all the they got all the jokes and stuff about whatever been happening throughout the last few months and stuff with the family, and I just have no idea what they're talking about. And it sounds good. And the thing is, too, I'm terrible with it because I'll sit there and laugh and be like, oh, and I don't know what the hell they talking about. And it's crazy, man, because inside I feel like, damn, man, damn, I really missed that. I really missed that. And I miss like 1,000 birthdays, man. I miss like a thousand parties and all this stuff, man. I always think about that stuff. One thing that doesn't suck, to be honest, me and one of my sailors today, we was talking about our pay. And he was like, yeah, I'm about to be a nurse. I'm gonna make all this money. And I never tell anybody how much money I actually make. I never do because, I just don't want to. So he tells me how much money he's making. Mind you, my fiance is a nurse. So I got a good idea of how much money she's making. And she's been in school way longer than him, but he's thinking, I'm going to get out and make all this money. And anyway, we were like, having a back and forth about money. And I was like, so you would get out right now and you would take your nurse pay instead of taking my chief pay or whatever I make right now? He's like, yeah. And I was like, when she first got her job as a nurse, she was making good money. But I never said, hey, this is how much money I'm making. She was making good money, but I was making good money. Sometimes I make more than officers. So, but it all depends, man. That's right. Yo, you know what? Does the Navy suck? When you got the troublemakers, the Navy does suck. I mean, the people that come in and they don't give a damn about that money and they don't care about the people around them.
I hate you. I hate your guts.
That's when the Navy sucks. All right, in my capacity right now where I work, I deal with students that get in trouble. And sometimes I hate it because of the fact that sometimes I'm in front of them or they're in front of me and they're explaining themselves and they have the dumbest excuses for why they're in trouble. I mean, I just don't understand it, Like we were talking to somebody that was stealing, stole like $1,000 worth of just madness, stealing surge protectors, iPhone cords, shampoos, cookies, cakes, pens, I'm like, what out of all of these things, what did you actually need? Oh, Chief, I didn't want to steal any of it, but I needed the charger for my iPhone.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Damn. All right, so we get paid on the 1st and the 15th, and you just needed the charger for your iPhone, so you stole a surge protector, shampoo, cookies, all this other. That don't even make no sense. And I had to spend hours talking to people like that. The same people had the same kind of story. That part sucks because you got to take away from your job to go and deal with stuff like that. And it makes it bad on everybody else because now we gotta tighten the rules a little bit and make things more strict. For what? Because this girl wanted an iPhone charger. You could have asked, like in the barracks and stuff, you got hundreds of people in the barracks, sometimes thousands. You can ask, hey, can I use your iPhone charger? Last time I checked, that's what I do. But whatever, man. So sometimes the Navy does suck over dumb shit like that. You know, one thing that does suck sometimes about the Navy, it's the contracts. You know, the contracts, they do suck because you get locked in. But then, honestly, I can't say it sucks that much because we signed the contract, you know. So I'm currently on a 6-year contract, and I have what are we in, like 2024 right now? So I got like 3 years left. And sometimes I would get mad, like, damn, man, I should have just got out. I was gonna get out in 2021, and I ended up re-enlisting for 6 years. So go figure. Sometimes I was like, damn it, man, I should have got out. Good Lord, this is getting on my nerves. You know, it's always when something is going on that I hate, honestly. But when things are good, things are good. But anyway, I'm like, damn, I should have got out. And then I'm thinking, like, all right, when the next time I get out? Damn, I got to do that whole 6 years? That sucks. But I signed the damn contract. I thought about it real long and hard, and then I went and signed it. So do I really get that much? Do I really get that much sympathy when I'm like, damn, man, it sucks, man. They got me under the 6-year contract. Not really. I mean, when I say I thought about it long and hard, I was like, we was in like Yemen or somewhere like that. I wanted to go home. Like we couldn't for whatever reason transfer. It was just like, you know, not really that safe to transfer at the moment. We didn't have no flights like where we could do whatever. The seas was how they were, or the waters were how they were, a little being the hostile waters and stuff like that. And so I couldn't transfer. And I'm like, damn, man, like this is ridiculous. I'm at the end of my contract and I'm stuck on a ship and stuff. And I started thinking like, damn. And then one day they hit me like, hey, we know you getting out. We know you're getting out. We got it. We got it. But the thing is, man, once you leave, we're not going to have anybody for your place. And if you could, man, we're begging you. Can you please stay at sea for just 6 more months, please? Like we could probably change your orders and give you where you want to go. And I said, damn, you know what? The Navy does kind of suck, but I love being at sea. I really do. I really love sea duty. I mean, I'm getting paid the most money. You know, I'm a good rank. I'm all this stuff. So let me do my thing. All right. So I thought about it long and hard, and I said, damn, you know what? I'm a re-enlist. And not only am I going to re-enlist, I'm going to re-enlist for 6 years. That was all me. And then once one thing went wrong, I said, yo, this is some BS, man. Like, man, how the hell I got the 6-year contract? But I did it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it sucks. Sometimes I wish that you could renege on a contract or like, oh, you know what? I signed up for 7 years, but let me give you 3 of those years back. You know, so sometimes we think of stuff like that. But honestly, the Navy has something, even though that does suck, the Navy has something called the Career Intermission Program. So let's say you're on the contract or whatever, and you're like, damn, you know what? If I could take a year or 2 break, I would do that. And then you go to the Career Intermission Program. And once you're eligible for it, you can just say, all right, and they give you 2 type of tickets, a golden ticket or a silver ticket, right? And you give it to them and you say, hey, you know what? I need a break. You know, I'm putting a pause on my career. Here goes my golden ticket. You give it to them, and then you're like a civilian for 2 years. After that, though, you got to come back in the Navy. And I think you might even like have to owe like a additional couple years or something like that. I can't remember how it go, man. I haven't seen it in a minute. But yeah, sometimes I'm still thinking about that. But here's the thing: if I do that program, then it's gonna take longer for me to retire, and I'm gonna be in the Navy or in the ball and chain longer. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's give and it's take. So who knows, man? All right. So JD, keep on doing what you're doing. Uh, keep in mind when you get to A school, the underage drinking. One of my boys almost got DRB as a guy's underage drinking, trying to lie and say he supplied the alcohol. Yo, I'm telling you, it get crazy. And that's another thing that it does suck to me in the Navy, right? This is my take on it. And this is just my take. You know, I'm just a guy wearing a Venom shirt. I don't know nothing. You know, right now I'm not in the Navy. All right, so we military service members, you know, the drinking age, the legal drinking age is 21. You know, if you go to another country, then you conform to that country's age. You know, like in Japan, it's like 20. So if you're 21, you can drink in Japan if you're 20. All right. So, but the thing is, in the United States, we're serving our country and stuff like that. Honestly, I think at 18, they should be able to drink. This is just my opinion. We still gonna follow the rules that the Navy is saying, hey, 21 is the age. But I just think sometimes that with you serving your country and you know, being in a dangerous situation or having so-called a dangerous job, you should be able to, you know, have some exceptions. The U.S. government should make some exceptions and stuff like that for the future. That would be pretty good, you know, because for one, it would offset a lot of young guys getting in trouble for underage drinking and stuff like that. When they go on leave and stuff like that, what they doing? You know, they going to church and reading Bibles and drinking communion, wine and stuff like that, or grape juice and stuff like that. No, you know, they getting plastic, drinking Everclear, Bacardi 151 or whatever it is, all of the heavy stuff, and then they coming back to like whatever, like when they get back off of leave and stuff like that. You know, so maybe with some kind of safeguards or something, they should be able to do that if you serving in the military. I don't know. You know, what do I know? I mean, I know they're going to do it anyway, but I tell you, if you get caught, you know, I mean, you violating the rules, you deserve to get in trouble. But let me get off my soapbox a little. I think the Navy sucks sometimes because you have leaders who don't care to tell people some of these things that I'm telling you guys. So you got a whole bunch of, you know, you got, let's say, a division of like maybe 20 people that's young, just got out of high school, whatever, and they don't want to teach them or mentor them on things that you should be doing so that you can be set up for a good future. And so they do whatever, and then like a couple months from then, when you find out you can't sustain a crazy lifestyle the whole time, they say the Navy sucks. I want to get out, man. This is that's not really the case, man. You just being set up for failure. I think Navy sucks for the haircuts, man. When you get your hair cut, man, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, JD. I'm telling you. When they cut your hair, oh my God. They get you, they going, you wanna join the Navy? They be cutting it so hard and it's so painful, man. You know, back before like I had like hair and stuff, man. Yo, bruh, they cut my hair so crazy, man. I told the lady, like, ow. She's like, what do you mean out? I said, oh man, damn. She was yelling at me and stuff. I'm like, damn. They crazy with the haircuts there, man. I think the Navy sucks sometimes because some of the recruiters, man. The reason I say that is you never know what you're gonna get. And that's not fair to me, you know. But I'm already in the Navy, so like for me, it's not a big thing. But when I say you never know what you're gonna get, I had made my decision to join the Navy before I ever stepped in a recruiter. It was me and my friend Wayne at the time, and at the time we were working at Target, and we both said, "Hey, listen, if we don't get the raises that we want by this date, we'll join the military." Right? And so, like that date came, and it was time for us to join the military, and we didn't join the military. I was like, "Damn, man." And then we just kept on talking about it. And it was just like, damn, man, we both lame as hell. We both scared to join the military and stuff. We've been talking about joining and all this stuff. And then one day I was just sitting down like, bruh, I went through high school and stuff like that. I've done all these things. I really ain't get no damn skills, man. That sucks. I mean, it sucks worse than the Navy sucks. But now I'm like, damn, man, like, what do I know? What do I really know? Damn, this is messed up. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of You know what? I don't know what the hell the Navy is, but I'm going to join. After I talked to my brother-in-law, he told me all this cool stuff. And I was like, damn, you know what? He was just about to get out and work in the Department of Homeland Security. He only been in the Navy for about 6 years. He was being separated for something. I'm like, damn, man. And he showed me his offer for the Department of Homeland Security. And I was like, how the hell did he get that experience in just 6 years? Ain't no way. And so I said, all right, cool. Well, maybe I can do that. So I made up my mind. And I said, I'm going to recruiting and I'm going to join. When I got to the recruiting offices, I'm telling them, don't lie to me. All right. Do not lie to me because I'm already going to join no matter what you say, right? I just need to know what to expect, right? I'm telling you straight up. I'm not trying to back out. I need to know what to expect. So please don't lie to me. My man still lied to me. I had seen him. I seen him 2021. This was 11 years after now. Now I'm a chief. He at first class and stuff. And I'm like, dude, why the hell you lie for? You know, as soon as he seen me, he was like, damn. He's like, yo, chief now? I'm like, yeah. You know, I joined bottom of the barrel. Like, he was a BM2 at the time. I was a BM1, and I was a chief. I'm like, dude, why you didn't keep it real for me? You kind of messed up things with my family and stuff, man. You could have just kept it real. I would have knew what to expect and we would have been all right. So I think the Navy sucks sometimes because you never know what you're going to get with recruiters. It depends on the integrity. And then I get it. They got a hard job because you want to sell that person the right way, right? You want to sell a Navy the right way. And you don't want somebody to flake out, hear something that they don't want, and then be like, oh, damn, I don't know about this. I'm not going to join the Navy no more because it's going to mess up their numbers and their career and stuff like that. So sometimes they're going to tell you whatever's clever. Some people, they got the gift of gab and they could sell water to a well and they could get anybody in the Navy. But then some, especially if you don't really got the gift of gab or like you afraid of everything or you're afraid to take chances or keep it real or whatever, you don't know how to sell a Navy right, or you really don't like being a Navy but you got a job to do, then it's much harder to do that. But you never know what you're going to get. So that's why I think sometimes the Navy sucks when it comes to recruiters. Recruiters sometimes be on some BS. There's another thing. I think Navy sucks for this. Sometimes you got people in the Navy that think they know every damn thing, right? So Dustin, he's a corpsman. That means he know what he's doing with medical stuff. You got some other guy, he was like a fake Navy SEAL, so to speak. A fake Navy SEAL drop, right? And one day, one of my friends got bit by a spider, right? And we're all out there, and the guy's like, oh, man, you got to put a tourniquet on it. And Dustin was like, no, what the hell are you talking about? Put a tourniquet on it? Like, dude, you're going to have her lose her damn limbs. What the hell are you talking about? He's like, no, because we went through whatever school he went through that he failed out of. And he's like, no, you got to put a tourniquet on this. And he's like, no, you idiot. Like, you don't put a tourniquet on a damn spider bite. Like, she's going to end up losing the limb, you genius. And he was like, what? And then he went and Googled it and found out you're not supposed to put a tourniquet on a spider bite. I was like,
music. And don't forget to subscribe to the page. No further entries this page. Tony Tone is out.